this?
Then let's make it count.
Hey everybody, this is Greg, and this is and
Hi, Amy.
and so what we're gonna do, we actually went and saw the movie Pacific Rim Uprising, and so we got back from it. We made a couple little itty bitty videos, but I just wanted to. This is gonna be our spoiler one. So this one's gonna tell you all the details about Pacific Rim Uprising.
Not
So,
all.
well, just about. Well, I mean, majority of it. So, or plenty of it.
It will spoil it.
Yeah, but this is the spoiler. This is the one that's gonna spoil it. So, if you listen to this one, you haven't seen the movie. This is your final warning, because now we're gonna tell you stuff about the movie that you're gonna be like sorry that you heard it, because had you not heard it, you would have been surprised in the movie. So again, last chance to leave. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and spoil it for you now. Number one. Let's see. I like the movie a lot, and Amy, I'll let Amy start first. Oh, actually, I'll just go ahead, and then I'll continue on. I like the movie a lot. There's a lot of things in terms of, for example, the colors. I thought the colors in the movie were just beautiful. There were so many like robotic essence colors in the movie. You had for example, you had like a lot of activity like in Arctic weather, and you had like a lot of activity up in the let's see, inside the city, a little bit underwater. You had a lot of different scenes, and the colors of that was amazing. I like colors a lot. If you look at any of my dinosaur stuff, any of my animations, I have a lot of colors in my things, and so I try to just tell stories with colors. And one thing I liked about it was that just the colors, the speed of it, the movie was very good in terms of like it was like only 2 hours or less than 2 hours, the credits and everything. So it was like less than 2 hours, but was about 2 hours. The speed of the movie was very well. It kind of built on everything from the previous Pacific Rim. So you had, according to the last Pacific Rim, they were able to destroy the breach, and they closed up the breach, and they stopped the monsters from coming in. They also did a whole bunch of destruction to the precursors that were down there, and so pretty much 10 years has passed, and so this new movie starts up. Um, you want to add anything? Okay, let's see. Pretty much, the Charlie Day's character is back. He's back in this movie, and his character plays a very significant role in this movie. I'm going to get to that a little later. You have another thing too, where one of the things that I thought, I mean, I really don't want to spoil it for you in terms of the movie. I mean, I think this movie is worth watching and worth figuring out all the different things. But some of the things that got to us that made us think, there was a couple things. You had John Boyega, and he played Pentecost's son. You know, Sacher Pentecost's son, and so that was played by Eldris Alba in the first one, and so he gets to play his son in this one, and so he's kind of like a wayward kid, not sure which way to go with his life, trying to prove himself. And as he's going throughout the situation, he runs into different people. He's like, runs to the wrong crowd, and he's trying to, get things through stealing. He's running through a bad crowd, and the crowd's trying to shoot him, and eventually, he goes through a situation where he gets back onto the right path, and that goes through him being a mentor to someone else, and that's usually how it kind of works out when you have a bad kid becomes like a mentor. There's and so he goes through that, and he starts like seeing the importance of you know his role as a mentor. The other thing too is like they kind of mention a couple of things about his life before. So he did something, but he's well enough to be a Jacob pilot. Something happened within the 10 years of his life where after his father died, he became like a Jacob pilot, or something happened. I'm not 100% sure, but he knew enough to be able to have a history with some of the people that were there. So there was a couple of pilots who were still, training for, whatever. So when they're going through the training process, they had a situation where they're going to fight with something, and when they were fighting with something, they knew very well how to work together, drift compatible and everything like that. And that the whole drift compatible thing played a very big role in this movie. And like the first movie, you had a situation where they had the the pilots had to do this thing by DARPA where their minds would merge so they could handle the load of the robot. And they really emphasized the hugeness of these robots in this movie. It was kind of like there was an aspect of like Star Wars to it, like when they were salvaging parts and trying to get parts and stealing parts was an aspect of that to the down Jaegers and to the down, kaiju and everything like that trying to salvage parts. So it was like a series of just really wonderful events, and I didn't spoil anything for you. I just going through this, I didn't spoil a single thing for you. So um, I want to know. I have a couple more points. There's an aspect of when you if I say this next point, I will spoil it for you. There's let's see there's a the movie for me was really cool because once again I like robots and dinosaurs and everything like that, and robots and monsters and stuff. Like a big Godzilla fan and a big like Mech Warrior fan and everything like that. So I like mechs and robots and people battling tanks and stuff like that. And so this is really cool in terms of all that. So I haven't spoiled anything for you yet. There's a really big plot twist in the movie that you're gonna hit it so hard. You're gonna be like, wow, this is really cool. Like um,
Wow.
wow, really wow. And so I this is a spoiler, so I have to spoil it for you. I don't want to. You want to spoil it?
That's okay. I mean, it is a spoiler warning and a
It's spoiler
spoiler.
warning. Yeah, spoiler warning doesn't mean I have to tell you all the spoilers. So I mean, I could tell you a spoiler warning. That means I will come across a couple of them so often. So there is. It's such a powerful point that if I say it, you'll destroy the whole movie for you. It's
Okay, then keep that one.
yeah, I'll keep that point. I'll just there's an aspect of where if a person familiarize themselves with a person or with a person over time, what happens, they become like that person. Like they always have a thing that says about how married couples become like each other. So if you have like my wife and I were married, we married for about 16 years. Well, we'll be 16 years in June. And what happens is that you have a scenario where it's like we become like each other over time, and there's an aspect of the more you spend time with somebody, the more you become like them. So that's a big point in this movie. And a lot of the characters wanted to spend more time with other people, and they weren't able to. And some people got a chance to spend a lot of time with some people, and it kind of worked out against them. And you have a scenario where it's like there's a lot of robots in this movie that are just so cool to look at, and the scenes are just beautifully done, and the fight sequences are choreographed just so nice that I mean I would love to watch this movie like 100 times. Like I've watched Pacific Rim like 100 times to the point where my kids can't stand it. They're just like they're tired of me talking about it. They don't even.
Dad,
They
why are
think
you watching
they're like
that
because it's so cool, kids. And so I watched it like so many times, and it's like you watch it, and then so there's there's a couple of repeat actors that come to the movie, and you see them. You also see like some of the struggles they go through. But like so for me, I when I watched this movie, it was just like nostalgic from the first movie. It was anticipatory for the second movie, and pretty much it's like it's just very much a good a good piece of excitement. I was watching this, I was just like, this movie is awesome. This movie is awesome. The fight sequence in the movie is really good. Even the plot makes sense, and also the supporting characters, also they're necessary. Each person has a necessary part. You know, some people's plots are not as or backstory is not as heavy, and it kind of takes a little bit of a lag at first when you get started, but when you get into the action sequences, you're really in there. They did a really over the top job with it, and the monsters in the movie is amazing. The whole plot, I can't spoil the plot for you. I just can't. I just can't do it because like it's just such a good plot that I can't. So I'll just tell you a couple more things. It ends very well, and the very last sequence, I was like, well, I don't know so much, but the fight sequence towards the end was good, but there's like a little, uh, like not postscript, but right before the credits are about to roll, you have a little scene there, and I don't know, they could have done it a little bit better. I'm not sure how they could have done it better, but when you see it, you're gonna be like, But other than that, everything else is pretty cool. I have like a couple more things. I talk about plot.
Well, I like the. Well, you want to say something
Oh
now?
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I like the color, like Greg said. I really thought the robots looked really, really sweet, and the things that they could do when they were fighting, and it just seemed. And I like that there's young people, young teenagers and young people, you know, um, being able to be the pilot kind of people to for the machines, and I just thought that was so cool. And some of the fight scenes were really really cool. I like this one lady, how she was handling all the guns and everything like that on one of them, and I just thought it just seemed just so cool how they maneuvered, and yeah, it was a good battle scene. It's like save the world, and And I just, I thought that was really cool. And a lot of the people that, well, the people that were the heroes, they suffered loss. And they were able to come out on top. And you know, people losing their fathers, or people losing their parents, or people, and they end up being the heroes. I thought was really, really good. There's a situation where a guy is, he was doing something that he should not have been doing,
Right.
and basically he got in too far, in too deep with the situation, and basically it took over. And I, that's kind of like a, Greg and I were talking about how, like, when you get into sin,
Mhm.
or little by little you sin, and then it just kind of seems like it gets easier unless you like turn away from it and repent and ask God to forgive you and help you. But this person didn't, obviously, but it just kind of like, it gave a perspective of how you make an inch and you keep inching towards
Mhm.
evil and
Yeah.
a bad habit of sinning, and it's like habitual kind of thing, and then, man, it has you and controls you. And so that's one aspect. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but that's the spiritual aspect of that. And everybody wants to prove something in their life. They want to be successful. They want to honor their parents and make their parents proud, or make their family proud, or make whoever, like, their job proud, or the boss. And I just saw that throughout the thing too, that everybody was kind of having, where they wanted to make the world proud
Yeah.
and be the hero and really take upon the responsibility of doing their job well, and to the point of possibly dying.
Yeah.
And if it was going to be them dying, then they're going to die, because they realized that that was something that they had to do to help the next generation live on.
Yeah.
And if it was to, you know yeah, so that was what I liked about it. And um yeah, it was very good. And I got to go on a date with my husband, which
Yeah.
was
Which is
really cool.
great. That's
Just
great.
my husband and I.
Yeah.
So
Nice little, awesome.
yeah. So
Yeah.
go on. What
Oh,
were some other points?
um, I just thought about like there's okay, well that was really good that you said that. You know, there's a lot about spiritual content in the movie. That they're always talking about aliens, and they talk about like in the case of Pacific Rim, the aliens come from the ocean and the breaches in the ocean and stuff. But they always talk about aliens and things like that, and how they have an agenda they're trying to run. And he says, and they're always like, in this movie it has where the government's actually good, and the government's good in that people look to the government for help and the government provides help, and then they have this scenario where, you're thinking this one way is going to happen and then just everything just switches on you. And again, we didn't spoil it for you in any way like that. We recommend this movie. We think this movie's a really good movie to watch. You can watch it with your kids. You can watch it, by yourself. The first time I saw Pacific Rim, I saw it by myself because I bought the ticket at the wrong time. I thought it was going to be on the Friday and I bought it for the Thursday, and so we saw it again here on a Thursday, like 3 years later. And so with this movie, it's very colorful. The lights are bright. You have a lot of good scenes. It's a very good date movie, and it was a lot of fun. I was just like, just like I said before, just totally. This is a really cool. There's a big brother and a little brother fight scene that I thought it was really cool, and it just was just amazing. Just the perspectives. I guess it's on a giant screen. It really works out really lovely. I guess you had to watch it like either giant screen or watch it. I would love to see what it looked like in 3D. We saw it in just regular 2D because like it just there's a whole rigmarole and just expense with the whole 3D thing that it's just sometimes better just watching 2D and see the colors bright. Because when you watch it 3D, it's the light gets slowed down to where it gets slow. The colors and it gets slowed down when it gets to your brain, so it's darker. So when you watch it like in 3D or just regular 2D, it's a lot brighter. So it was very bright and very clear, and the sequences are very good. So
And we got good seats.
we got
Really,
real good seats.
they had redone the whole movie theater
Hmm.
to where there were recliner chairs, and they have these little tables, things, kind of tables you could put your snacks on or whatever. And that definitely added to the comfortable element of the movie. So that was a bonus because we were surprised to get that.
Yes.
And yeah, so everything was good. I mean, It was a very well animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
Plot was very good.
Yes.
It kept you engaged
Yes.
to the very
And
end, and you're even wondering if there's going to be a little extra after, you know,
yeah.
the the credits.
Yeah, yeah, and you sat there. We sat there watching. It had a good build up. It's like, there's sometimes you watch a movie and they have like these points in there, but the inevitable is gonna happen. There's gonna be some kaiju attack. It's gonna like you're not sure how it's gonna happen. You're not sure when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen.
This
And
was a
they
surprise.
they
This is big
surprise you
time,
throughout
big
the
time
entire movie
surprise.
because
We're
you're like
not
what in the
expecting,
world,
we're
and
not
like
expecting certain things.
yeah, and everything you saw like in the commercials and stuff with it, the all the little previews from the commercials, they don't show you anything what's going to happen in the movie. They kind of allude to stuff, but they don't teach you or show you or spill all the necessary things, the plot elements that you need. So pretty much just wanted to say that, and I just want to say that this movie was really cool, and I totally enjoyed it. It's a great date movie. Go see it with your family. Go see it with your wife and children. Go see it by yourself if you have to, but definitely go see it. It's a really cool movie, and pretty much like and subscribe to our channel. And we have more reviews coming out. There's Infinity War coming up, and we hope you were able to see this animation that we made. And Infinity War and Jurassic Park, and pretty much just going to be like an animation for that too, for Jurassic Park and for Infinity War. That I'm going to put together just like I did for this one here. All right, so once again, thank you so much for listening, and have a good night. Okay, peace and God bless. And uh, well, if you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you've seen a movie, and we tried our best not to spoil it, so you can actually watch a movie and still be surprised listening to our spoiler alert. So thank you again. All right, bye.